The picture of what the actual hearing will look like is becoming clearer as the petitioners have told the Presidential Election Petition Court of how many witnesses they will be calling in an attempt to nullify the election of the President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress. The Presidential Election Petition Court is back for its sitting for the fourth time this week. This session is for all the parties to streamline the numbers of witnesses that will testify and the time allocated for each. The presidential candidate of Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, is also in the courtroom to witness the day's proceedings. The atmosphere in the room is calm as they wait for the commencement of the sitting. The first case to be called at the resumed sitting is the People's Democratic Party. The lead counsel, Mr. Chris Uche, reads out the agreements of parties to the suit concerning the number of witnesses to be called, the allotted time to testify, and the procedures for tendering documents from expert witnesses. According to him, the party will call 100 witnesses within 3 weeks. Star witnesses for the petitioners and respondents will testify for 30 minutes. 15 minutes for each respondent for cross-examination, 5 minutes for re-examination. Other witnesses are expected to testify for 10 minutes for cross-examination. The Labour Party will present 50 witnesses within 7 weeks. The star witnesses will need 30 minutes to testify, 20 minutes each to cross-examine the witnesses, and 5 minutes for re-examination. The president-elect is presenting 39 witnesses within 9 days to prove his case against Atiku. 7 witnesses within 9 days are expected to prove his case against Peter Obi, excluding expert witnesses to defend his election victory. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, will present 2 witnesses to testify in Atiku's petition. It will present 5 witnesses within 7 days in Obi's petition. The All Progressive Congress aligns with the counsel to Tinubu and Shettima, but adds that it will be presenting 7 witnesses in 9 days in Obi's petition and 25 witnesses in 9 days in Atiku's petition. Counsel to Peter Obi, Mr. Awakalu, gives reasons for asking for 7 weeks for the witnesses. He says the party faced some hiccups at the INEC office as the electoral body have not allowed them carry out a forensic examination of the beavers. He adds that they are also waiting for some documents they have requested from the commission. Counsel to INEC, Mr. Abubakar Mahmood, however, says he's not aware of any hiccups faced by the party. He also says he had no agreement with either Obi or the Labour Party on time to be allocated to the witnesses. All the respondents say they must be given 48 hours notice before any expert witnesses would be brought to testify in the matter. The 5-man panel also hinted of plans to consolidate the 3 remaining petitions challenging the outcome of the election. Justice Samani told the councils to address the court on whether the petitions should be consolidated as provided in paragraph 50 of the first schedule of the Electoral Act 2022. However, the council sought for time to consult and revert to the court on the issue.
We are very happy with the progress that is being made and also the sacrifice that the court itself is making. So once we finish with this pre-hearing, we now go into the actual hearing.
50. That's what we have asked for. And I assure you that if we call 50 witnesses, the truth will be known.
The court subsequently adjourned to May 22 for continuation of hearing.
So you heard it there about the number of witnesses that each of the parties is expected to call at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Abuja, where Peter Obi has a petition against Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, where Atiku Abubakar also has a petition against the President-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, there are many legal issues here that a lot of Nigerian citizens want to know, want to have some explanation about, which is why we are putting up this video on this edition of You and the Law. Now, talking about the number of witnesses, you've heard that a particular party has said it's going to bring 100 witnesses. The other one says, I'm going to bring 50 witnesses. The other one says, I'm going to bring 20 witnesses. INEC says they will bring 2 witnesses. The question is, Is it the law that all the witnesses listed by them must testify? It is not the law. The witnesses will only testify based on the number of time, the amount of time available for each and every party, and available also for the tribunal. So the party that says he's going to call 100 witnesses, if time doesn't permit him to call 100 witnesses, there's nothing the law can do. There's nothing the tribunal can do in that situation. He will be made to end his case and then address the court as appropriate. Now, the other question is, can time be extended for the parties to present the number of witnesses they want to present? No, time won't be extended. Remember, the law says that the law says that the Election Petition Tribunal has 180 days to hear and determine each and every petition. So, the number of petitions that have been filed at the Election Petition Tribunal, all of them must be determined within 180 days. And this 180 days had started counting from the announcement of the result of the election, of the presidential election. And recall that the result had been announced in February 2023. We're in May. That means a lot of time is gone already. What is left is barely 3 months or less than that. And therefore, all the candidates that have witnesses to call, whether the witnesses will be brought in from outside the country or within the country, whether the witnesses will be forensic experts or whatever the witnesses will be, they have to understand that time will not be extended for any of them. Once it is 180 days, time expires for the tribunal, and anybody that has not presented his case cannot blame the tribunal, for that, because time, like I said, cannot be extended. Now, the witnesses that are to be called, after they have been called and then presented to the tribunal by the petitioners, the law expects that Asiwaju is to cross-examine such witnesses. So Asiwaju, in this case, represented by his lawyers, the lawyers will cross-examine such witnesses. After Asiwaju has cross-examined the witnesses, the APC, that is Asiwaju's party, counsel for the APC, also has to cross-examine the witnesses. After that, INEC also has to cross-examine the witnesses. So a whole lot of time is going to be spent in the course of the cross-examination and the calling of witnesses. And therefore, there is need for the parties to manage time as much as they can, because, like I said, time cannot be extended. The Supreme Court of Nigeria has said that constitutional time is like the Rock of Gibraltar. The Rock of Gibraltar in the Christian Bible can neither be moved nor shifted, and therefore parties are expected to present their cases as quickly as possible so that the tribunal can determine within 180 days. If for any reason the tribunal is unable to determine the petitions within 180 days, then those petitions automatically expire. And this will not be good for Nigeria. This will not be good for constitutional development. And there is need for all the parties to do their best. There is also the need for the tribunal to do its best to ensure that all the parties are accommodated within the 180 days time frame provided by the Constitution. Thanks for watching this episode of You and the Law, and do remember to subscribe to the channel so that from time to time we can sit down together like this and discuss issues of law in the breaking news.